Hey folks, welcome to the Coleman Outdoors Garage. I know if you've been a long-time fan, this isn't the first time you've seen me out here. But for those of you that are new, sometimes I got to stick around the house and do things. I don't always get to go outside and do hiking and backpacking. But during those gaps, I like to fill it in with things like videos and pictures and movies related to the outdoors and even podcasts. Well, during the pandemic, I came across something called the John Freakin' Muir Pod, hosted by Doc, a local SoCaler and also a Sierra Nevada aficionado, just like me.
Oh, hey, hiker trash.
He has a huge, eclectic group of thru hikers and weekend warriors, runners, wingsuit divers, but he still asks for, hey, if you got recommendations, let me know. Well, I recommended my friend Randall from the Grunt Proof channel and the Sear Challenge. There's definitely going to be at least 2 unsubscribes and dislikes of the Sear Challenge.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
He had him on. It was a great show, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something nice for Doc. I'm going to make him a sign for the show. So I made him the John Freakin' Muir Pod, as you see here, and delivered it. Well, fast forward to now. The show is no longer the John Freakin' Muir Pod. It's Hiker Trash Radio. And he's had me on the show. In November, we recorded. And now it's up and ready to listen on Spotify or iTunes or even watch on YouTube. Go check it out, enjoy the video, and check out Doc's show other than my episode because it is a fantastic listen, full of great information and great people. All right, folks, enjoy.
Welcome to Hiker Trash Radio, where each week, Doc will drag some colorful characters out of the woods to talk trail and Type 2 fun. It's time to embrace the suck.
And welcome back to another week on the trail. Dirtbags, hiker trash, and of course, good smelling day hikers. I'm Doc, and this is Hiker Trash Radio. Hey, if you like what we're doing here, help us out. Take just a minute, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. And if you don't like what we're doing, well, just go ahead and keep that to yourself. All right, let's get to this week's guest, a longtime listener, a weekend warrior, and the host of the Coleman Outdoors YouTube channel, Eric Coleman. How's it going, Eric?
It's going great. Thanks for having me on, Doc. It's been a pleasure listening to you for the last or so. Thanks for talking to me.
Fantastic. I'm excited to have you on. We actually had a joint podcast experience when we went on Randall Gillespie's Grunt Proof podcast to talk about the virtues of backpackers. And sometimes I felt that fell on deaf ears a little bit.
It does. I think the military crowd is very regimented in their thinking because they were trained to be that way, and sometimes it's hard to get away from what they've been taught. It's almost brainwashed. I say that lovingly into a way of doing things, but they're great people and I appreciate them, and it's nice to start out the show with that, knowing that we're coming up on Veterans Day, and we'll say this episode's for the troops.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
Is that late checkout over there? I said, I guess that is. So she said later, maybe a day later, I said, I don't know if I can officially accept that name because I made it up for myself. She said, no, we're going to bequeath that name to you. So you can call me Late Checkout or Late LC. What's the rule? What's your take on it, Doc? What do you think? I
love the name, Late Checkout. Yeah. It's got a great ring to it. I love the story behind it. It is a lot of syllables. In case of emergency, if they had to get your attention, we're talking life and death situation. It might be too many syllables.
Yeah. Look, late checkout. There's a bear coming your way.
It's a lot of words to get out. But I like it. Late checkout, maybe LCO. Yeah.
LCO? Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Late checkout, that's a first. We've never had a portable CPAP machine be listed as the must-bring piece of gear out there, or the hike, not hiking hack, but the must-bring in your Trailblazers toolkit. So congratulations on that one.
Yeah, you're welcome. Or thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know what to say. It's a little crazy, I'll be honest. I like I said, if I can find an alternative, I'm I'll ditch it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you've already got me code switching because we've talked about the John freaking Muir pod earlier. So now I'm getting my segments mixed up, the old segments, new segments. I'm discombobulated here. Trekking poles or no trekking poles out there?
Absolutely trekking poles, and you know that. But you have to ask that for the show.
That's
yes,
right.
Absolutely trekking poles.
Why
it's a tool.
Why is that? Go ahead.
Because it's a tool. You're in my garage. I like tools, and I'm friends with Randall. He's a tool, but that's a different type of tool. But no, it's a tool. It provides you with balance. My friend Tony, he says it's like having a handrail to hold on to throughout your trek on the trail. But I probably don't click the trekking pole down, but maybe 60% of the time on the trail. The other times I'm just carrying it. And that I even say that acts as a counterweight, keeps your center of gravity a little bit low, gives you balance, just like a tightrope walker is carrying a pole on that tightrope to help balance them out, provides you with balance. So, yeah, it's a must-have on the trail.
Okay. And you said a lot of words that I recognize every single one of those words, but when you put them together in that pattern, I have no idea what you do.
I don't either, and I've worked there. February will be 20 years. I always hate telling people what I do. I have a bachelor's degree in visual communications, which is basically graphic design, and I use it for nothing. It's so sad, but it's a great education. At least I learned a lot of things.
You make great signs, though.
I'm very crafty. I should not be sitting in a 5x7 cubicle, but it's a comfortable job and it's a great company to work for. I cannot complain. Because you actually go up a trail. It's listed not on the paper map, but in Gaia it reads the Bitch Trail. Heard of the Bitch Trail, Doc?
I'm not familiar with the Bitch Trail, no.
You're not familiar with the Bitch Trail. It comes up from Simpson Meadow. Those old cabins there, my mother-in-law's parents bought one of those old cabins back in the 50s. And so my wife, my father-in-law was a PE teacher. My mother-in-law taught for 10 years. But either way, my wife spent her entire summers living in that cabin up in Mineral King. And so it's a very important part of her life. You can't change the name of your show anymore. If you do, you're going to lose a listener.